What's up, YouTube, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about a comment that the actress Tichina Arnold made on social media very recently on April 13th. And for those of you who may not recognize the name Tichina Arnold, you probably do, but just in case you don't, Tichina Arnold, she is best known for playing the character Pam on Martin, and of course she also acted on Everybody Hates Chris and a lot more projects as well. And that does have me thinking, does Tichina have a project that's coming up soon that she's trying to low-key get some promo for? I don't think so, because I didn't see any project being plugged, like with that whole Tandy Newton situation. Quick sidebar, did you guys hear that Tandy Newton, her husband, filed for divorce, and also she got fired from a film that she was working on because of getting into an argument about that whole situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock? And I'm like, Tandy, you old enough to know better. You've been in the game long enough to know better, to not let the politics get in the way of getting your bag. But, that could be karma. That could be karma, because a lot of people felt that Tandy Newton's, apology, quote unquote, to darker skinned and Black American women was not sincere, and it was actually more shade than apology. But another video for another day. Let's get back to Tichina Arnold. So on April 13th, Tichina posted the following comment. Quote unquote, honest question. Uh-oh. Right there already. What can we as Black women in America do to stop aiding in the emasculation of Black men in America? Question mark. And when Tichina made this comment, of course, it got some backlash and also got some people talking. So I just want to give you some of my talk and where I'm coming from and all that good stuff. One, I do think that the question itself is emasculating and insulting. Who is saying that Black men are emasculated in America? I'm assuming this is how Tichina Arnold feels about Black men. Otherwise, why would she pose the question, right? It wouldn't make any sense for her to pose a question that was as loaded as this question is. But, who said that Black men are emasculated in the first place, though? Tichina. So, again, Tichina, she is, showing her hand. And I don't know if she's coming from a genuine place or a not so genuine place when it comes to this question. But I'm going to assume that she's coming from a genuine place with this question, and she wants some genuine answers and some genuine dialogue and some genuine resolution. But, is this how Tichina sees American Black men as a whole? If so, why? What makes you feel that Black men are emasculated in the United States? And I noticed that she specifies in America, because she could have just kept this in general, but for one reason or another, she specified in America. Also, more importantly, Tichina, what have Black women done, in your opinion, from your viewpoint, that is aiding in the emasculation of Black men? Because that's a big accusation that you're putting on Black women, or that you're implying on Black women. And at this point, it just got me to thinking, Tichina, why didn't you just Sit there, be quiet, and eat your food. Also, it's somewhat implying that black women have to do something in order to help black men not be emasculated and ultimately be men. Like it's purely black women's burden and black women's problem to solve. As if black women do not have enough problems and burdens that they have to solve on their own with little to no help, by the way. Because I don't see the equivalent of, the male equivalent of a Tichina Arnold coming out saying, what can we do to stop aiding in the masculinization of our black queens, our black American women. I don't see that. It's like, that's your problem. You're alone on your own. Figure it out. Because a lot of people could come for Tichina and say, oh, well, your character on Martin wasn't good because you were the joke. You were a stereotype. And, I'm not going to say that I, have never watched Martin, that I've never enjoyed Martin, that, perhaps some things were problematic on Martin, were not problematic on Martin because, those things aren't true. I have watched it, I've enjoyed it. There are some things that are problematic. It was a different time. I mean, the 90s, it wasn't like that far away, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute. And also, you do want to be able to, like, I guess, tell jokes for, and not have to be so politically correct. And now you have to make sure, like, oh, your joke can't offend anybody. But on the flip side, on the other hand, if the joke is problematic, then that needs to be addressed too. But it's important to point out something, and that is, some black men and some black women will come through and agree with Tichina that it's black women's fault. And, black women have to fix it. Black women are the blame for the masculinization of black men. When it comes to black men putting the blame for the emasculation, the emasculinization of black men, it's going to fall onto either the system, aka white men, or black women, single moms, aka black single moms. Absentee black fathers will not be addressed at all. And if absentee black fathers do come up, there's going to be some way to avoid holding them accountable for being an absentee black father. And they'll use 1,001 excuses to excuse his black absentee fatherism. And they won't think of one excuse, for the black woman. If she is to hold some blame in the situation, they will not excuse her of anything. They won't be like, well, the black woman done had it so tough, so rough. The black woman is doing the best with what she has, with the resources that she has available. Let's give the sister a break. Let's give our sisters a break, huh? Let's give our black queens a break here. Nuh-uh. And also, I feel like people are giving black women like a little too much credit. It's particularly like black men. Like, oh, the black woman can emasculate the black man. Oh, the black woman can sabotage the black man and make him, a thug, a gangster, a pookie, a ray-ray, down low homosexual, a flamboyant, out of the closet homosexual, confused with gender roles, etc. Right? It's always on the black woman for some reason, right? The black woman makes the black man's world go around, apparently, because it always revolves around what the black woman did not do versus what your absentee black father did not do. As quiet as it's kept, I think that these dudes, they have black moms and they acknowledge their black moms, and seemingly they don't have black dads because I don't see them being acknowledged all that much. I'm guessing the white man is the black man's father because the black man oftentimes blames the white men in certain situations that I'm like, well, I'm not sure if that's really white folks' problem or white folks' fault in this case. Not to put on a cape and, cape around for white men, but I'm just saying it's important to take responsibility for what you do because at the end of the day, you're going to have to be the one to clean all this up and get this all together. And for black men, if black men really want to be, the strong, masculine black male leaders of the black community and all that good stuff, this cleanup effort, this resolution is going to have to be led by black men and black women following behind black men's lead. It can't be led by black women. Like, I feel like some of these dudes are almost expecting for black women to teach them how to be black men. And yes, we know that black women are amazing, awesome, beautiful, nearly supernatural. But at the end of the day, black women are human beings just like everybody else. And, black women have flaws and make mistakes just like everybody else does. And black women can't do it all on their own. But in regards to Tichina Arnold's question, I'll say this, I'll answer her question. Again, she posed the question, honest question, what can we as black women in America do to stop aiding in the emasculation of black men in America? And my answer is, and this isn't like a 100% solution, but it's a good start, and that is just simply stop fighting black men's fights and black men's battles. Allow black men to fight their own battles. It doesn't mean that you don't care about black men. It doesn't mean that you are indifferent to black men. I understand that you have black male relatives, black male friends, family members, all that good stuff. But what it really means is that you just allow black men to be the men that you know they are. Because what's going to happen is black men are going to keep continuing to accept the black women fighting their battles, and they're going to keep accepting it until one point it just ends up becoming emasculating, and to the point where it's just like, oh, I can no longer hide that it's emasculating anymore. And they're just going to turn around and blame black women for it. Basically, they'll ride that train, that movement, until it's no longer beneficial for them. Then at that point, they'll jump off of it. So I think that's a pretty simple answer. Essentially just step back and let black men handle their problems and handle their business. You might be pleasantly surprised about what happens. But, a bit of a sidebar, I will say that for some reason, Tichina Arnold, she does kind of strike me for some reason as like one of those, like, kind of like mammy mule pick me types, black male identified. And, I know some people will come through and be all like, well, what's wrong with wanting to be picked? We all want to be picked, don't we? Why y'all gotta shame black women who want black kings? Cause let me tell you something. Alright? Pygmisha is not down with the swirl, okay? No swirl zone over here. Don't shame us cause we like to advocate for our kings and shit. Y'all want us all to be swirlers so we can go extinct. Y'all want us to, y'all don't like black people. Y'all don't like black men. Y'all don't like black babies. Y'all just want us to swirl until we hurl. Well, not me, girl. And, I respect that. I really do, But it's not about, swirling or not swirling. Because whether you swirl or you don't swirl, you're still black and you're still going to be part of the black community unless you just, do something really foul to where folks just really don't want to mess with you anymore. And actually, the advice that I gave, not fighting black men's battles every single time, is actually helpful, very helpful for women, black women out there who are not, swirlers, who don't interracially date and who are black men only. That would be in their best interest to do that. Because then they would be fostering an environment where they can have, truly masculine black men that I assume they want. Instead of black men who blame everything on my black mama. Right? The white man holding the brother down. The white man gave the black man violence. The black woman is in cahoots with the white man to sabotage the black man. The black woman took a welfare check and gave the black man up. The black woman and the white man teamed up to destroy the black family. Absentee fathers are the fault of the white man and the black woman. But, it also be some of these same dudes who be all like, the black man is the original man. The black man is king of this whole planet, of this whole universe. Right? The black man was made in the image of God. Right. But somehow, some way gets sabotaged by either another male group, primarily white men, or black women. And someone had a theory, it's kind of funny, but someone had a theory that, the black man invented and created the white man to oppress him. Because that's just how far gone the black man is. But, that's all I got to say for the moment about all this. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.